think I'm live. So I'm just playing around using this as the daily energy readings for the 8th of the 9th, September 2020. I'm supposed to be going live over Facebook. Yep, I am. And over YouTube. So it's just to see if it'll work really and get the daily energy reading out on time. But I've been introduced to this by Doc, who I work with every Tuesday, doing a podcast. And so I've been introduced to StreamYard. I keep wanting to say SteamYard, but I've been introduced to StreamYard as a better alternative than Zoom. So I'm still keeping on Zoom for a while to see how this one goes, because you all know how technically challenged I am. So I'm putting, I think I'm putting it over Facebook and YouTube. So if anybody's there, say hello, because I really don't know. It's saying it's ticked. So let's just see if it is or it isn't. But either way, the video should get out, and it should get out a bit quicker. So in this way, I'm hoping that I can time the videos more so people can get used to a certain time for the videos to come out, so they can make time if it's live to join in. And so the first card for the 8th of September is the Devil card. And so this is a major arcana, and it's got a lot to it in that, you know, it's the cameras up there. So it's got a lot to it in that there's these there's this male and female chained to the devil, chained to this character of Pan behind them. You can see that there's Keith. Hi, Keith. So it's working. I didn't know if it was working or not, but it's on Facebook at least. So they're chained to this devil character, and at the top here is the Divine Feminine star, which has been stolen and turned upside down, which gives it a whole other meaning. So by chaining the Divine Feminine up, no, I don't want to hide it. Sorry, Cordia, showed you. I can show you a message. Oh, wow, look, I can show you a message. That's you, Devil's card. Hey, Cordia. Yes, on YouTube. Woohoo, I'm doing it. Look at me, technically challenged and getting stuff done. And so if you take, which is a lot has been done to sabotage the Divine Feminine, if you look at organized religion, for instance, and the sabotage and the literally writing out of history in some cases of the Divine Feminine in the religious books that we see today, then if you turn that Divine Feminine star upside down, symbols all having a meaning, a resonance of their own, a frequency of their own. So if you do something to them, if you alter them, like, you know, the swastika, or however you pronounce it, being a sign of peace, with a few ticks here, a few alterations, it all of a sudden is a sign of something far darker that we all know about now. And so you can see the dark behind him always looks to me like the substance of the Divine Feminine, the negatively charged energy of the Divine Feminine, being the space and time that holds everything up, including the Divine Masculine. So if you work towards an organized religion, you'll be blessed too, Cordia. Favor to you. Oh, thank you, Keith. And so if you look at the Divine Feminine being the space and time that holds up everything, including the Divine Masculine, then which would you sabotage first? The Divine Feminine. Everything crumbles down after that. Now, for a lot of people, for some reason, I'm picking up on the sacred sexual energy and what has been done to that over time throughout all of these organized religions. And so the sacred sexual reality has been affected by the pornography industry, by, you know, morals standards slipping, and, you know, so there is a lot of sexual crime. There is a lot of partnerships that are attacking of the Divine Feminine sacred energy, you know, through affairs, whether that is the male or female in the relationship having said affairs. There's something about things like that today, affairs, adultery, maybe past sexual abuses that you've been through, coming up for a lot of people today. I don't know what that is about the astrology of today. I wouldn't profess to know. I would always look at the Leo King and Muru Matu on YouTube for their information on that I trust. But there's something about today that brings about this thinking about what may have occurred, and also within the systems on the collective stage, what has occurred in the sacred sexual energy being accosted, being abused and damaged deliberately. And so the Tower card, another major arcana, I'm trying to get the right angle there, the Tower card, another major arcana, clarifies, hey Theodore, clarifies, look, we're live, say hi. Wave hi. It clarifies the Devil card. And so you can see this Tower card is very expressive in that things are coming crumbling down. Maybe old illusions, maybe, in ways that you maybe have tried to bury any sexual abuses that you've been through. Maybe that you have tried to ignore and not deal with, those structures that are built on illusion, because of course it's something that does need to be dealt with, does need to be transmuted and healed. Those structures that you've built up around those feelings are going to come crumbling down. And so it is a very expressive day for a lot of people, that a lot of people might be lashing out because they're dealing with this underneath, or they're starting to feel that rumble that will be their tower falling. And for a lot of people, this is a good thing, because although it seems brutal, harsh, and very dark at the time, the way it makes somebody feel, it's a very good thing in that it causes true healing, so that they don't have this underlying thing that keeps attracting energies that would defile the sacred sexual energy. Partners who don't meet up to it, partners who aren't willing to be fair or willing to be respectful of you. And so there's a lot of that today. So you might find that people are lashing out at you, and a lot of these people that are lashing out at you may just be dealing with something like this under the surface and starting to feel the rumble of that tower. So just bear with that if you can. As far as the sacred sexual energy being attacked by the various organized systems that we have in place, and so as far as that being said, there's something happening today where we've seen these towers crumbling over this period of time of 2020 anyway. But there's something big happening today, a revelation, revelations, credible witnesses, whatever that may be. There's something very big happening today on a governmental level, organized religion level, and the elites that are involved with that. Yet another big crack in their tower is going to be created. So look out for that, because I really feel that very, very strongly. And so the next card is another major arcana, and it is the Lover's card. And so being the number 6, it's hard to get, it's like a mirror. Hi, Varushali, am I saying that right? Varushali, hello Varushali. Thank you, I try to be. So the Lover's card is the big decision card, and you can see that this Devil card mirrors the Lover's card, because in the sacred sexual energy, in their divinity, you can see that there are no chains. They are still free. They are as bare as they are here, but they're not chained up by that. They're looking on at each other. They're slightly bigger, they're slightly elevated in the Lover's card from the Devil card. Instead of being chained up on this Lover's card, the sun is shining upon them. In other cards, the Leo lion is up here, the highest sign in the zodiac, the most enlightened, the closest to the sun. And so it speaks of liberation of this, and liberation of the chains that have caused this sexual energy to be chained up here isn't going to come easy when these wounds run so deep. and have been so integral to the systems we've been living under, the slavery we've been in with these chains for so long. So the Tower card is a big wedge between that, and it might feel uncomfortable at the time. It might feel like the worst time in your life. But if you use the energies of these cards, the powerful healing and transmuting of those energies that can be caused within you and take you to heights that you didn't dream you'd ever be in, being able to awaken Kundalini without breaking yourself because you haven't dealt with underlying issues. These chains will come off you. They'll come flying off you. They'll melt into liquid form. And so you can mold them then however shape you like, to make whatever key you need to turn in your life to create this Lover's card. But it takes the decision of the Lover's card, the insight of that, to be wise enough to endure the pain that this Tower card might feel. And if it is on the collective stage and this doesn't resonate in your personal life, then to be open-minded enough, to be brave enough, to be warrior-like enough to take note of this and not just try and brush it under the carpet like it has been done for generations after generations after generations, which is why we see these structures, these organized religions, these systems, social services, the elites, all feeling quite safe, relatively safe, to carry out, again, more sexual abuses, again, towards our children, creating another generation that is already chained up, that already has this work to do. So if these towers, if you hear anything, comment on the video, I'd love to hear. But when these towers fall on the collective stage, or whether in your individual life, let them fall, let them crumble to the ground, literally. So with that being said, the Devil card, the Tower card, the Lover's card is clarified by the 9 of Cups. And so with this is true alignment. Number 9 being so important, being able to be the creative number 9, to be able to have abundance in aligned emotion that you're in charge with, and that is not in charge of you, being able to channel that and make those divine decisions for you, for yourself. Hey, Tokens Junior. Hi. So I can't believe this is working. First time. So first time on StreamYard. Very, very good. So it brings that alignment. It brings happy times, bliss, and it brings you the opportunity to feel safe and comfortable and divine enough, strong enough, brave enough in your emotions to love again, or to love like you've never loved or felt love before. Because you have gotten rid of this sacred sexual energy that has been abused. Now, people might not want to admit it, but as far as my knowings are, as far as my psychic intuitions are, and my research, that everybody is affected, unless you're off in some distant tribe somewhere that still holds some moral, spiritual value in its whole community, then you'll find it very hard to not be affected by the abuse that is being put on sacred sexual energy, because it has been deliberately freely distributed. It's been deliberately pushed on us over and over again through the movie industry, through adverts, through the legal service, because things get let off that should not be let off, and other things go punished when really the evidence said it shouldn't have been punished. And so you will have been affected one way or the other. And so this brings a new creation. And of course, it is the wand. It is the wand of fire. It brings this new creative energy, which is the very thing that the powers that be, that those that would control us, are terrified of and have tried to chain up and limit by turning that divine feminine star upside down, degrading the divine feminine sacred sexual energy first, and therefore by their plan, affecting the divine masculine energy. The divine feminine, again, being the substance that holds up, that holds space and time for all of creation. including the divine masculine. So attack one, you attack the other. And that's within men and women, all of us having a balance of this divine feminine, divine masculine energy. Hey, Torkins Jr. Oh, thank you. I'm glad it sounds good. So this creative wand comes next. So this, the creations that we could maybe go back to, like Tesla's creations, to create the free energy that we are all entitled to make changes like that with our creativity, with our imagination, with our fire and our passion being burning again. Like never before, once doing this work to free yourself from these chains and let those towers fall. So we've got the Two of Swords clarifying the Ace of Wands. And so this is a bit of a stalemate energy. It's a bit of a nobody's making any decisions just now. And so there may have to be a pause in these creative ideas, creative passions for now, because we're giving time for this tower to fall or these towers to fall. And so don't be despondent if you feel maybe a little bit of an obstacle when you do this work, when you do this healing, when you witness these towers falling. There is going to be obstacles because, you know, the people have been fighting for many, many years to stop this from happening, this liberation of the divinities within, creating our creative passions and our drives. So there might be a bit of a stalemate energy. Don't let that knock you. Don't let that stop you. Create some more behind the scenes if you have to, but keep creating and keep going on with those creative ideas that the collective could use. And so on the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Cups. And so again, that takes us to this stalemate energy. Once you've done this kind of inner work and let these kinds of towers fall, you feel ready to go. You're passionate, you're driven, you want to go. But there's lots of things that could be changed. It's not your job to change everything in the world. We all need to act in our individuality as well to bring the best of us to said problem or the best of us to said creation. And so, you know, don't be worried about just laying plans right now. You know, but as long as you're taking action with this fire wand, this wand of fire, as long as you're taking some kind of action, even if that's diagramming stuff out and drawing stuff out, planning stuff out, that's action. Don't be despondent if you're in the energy of the Seven of the Cups. Now, what is very tempting to do in this energy is trying to take on every cup, trying to fix everything that you can. Nobody can do that. So choose 1, 2, or 3 of the emotional routes that you want to go down, what you can really put your emotions into, your time into, channel those emotions into to create this fire, this passion, and this drive. Don't overdo yourself. On the bottom of the other deck, where is it, is the Three of Wands. So again, this stalemate energy won't last for long. These towers are falling and they're falling hard because this creates the action where you are having the idea here and time with this stalemate energy here to really focus on what you really want to go for here. Here comes the action, the taking action, the sowing of the seeds, the working on it, the creating of it, not just the planning of it. So we've gone from embryotic, the inevitable stalemate energy, to the winning energy of taking action forward, actually bringing creation to life, bringing passion to life, whatever that might be for you. So, and on the bottom of that deck, underneath that, is the Devil card in reverse. So it's really an important day for the collective stage in general, but also for all of us in general. But it's a real important day for individuals. Real liberation can happen today. Hi, Laura. Hope this helps. I have slept for 2 weeks. Oh, have you not been well, Laura? I'm trying to see if you've said anything else. I'll see what you say. So it's a very powerful day for true healing, true true liberation of that divine energy, that divine feminine, divine masculine energy, the balance of us all within, creating that balance within, then creating the balance on the outside and creating real differences, huge changes. So, you know, it's an important day. So if it's affecting you just in the general collective way, okay. If it's affecting you personally, okay, go with it. And if it's affecting somebody that you love around you, then that's okay. Let them go with it. Just be there to support and guide. Are you well, Laura? Try and see what you say. So for Keith, there's only 4 people here, so I'll just quickly. So for Keith, the Lover's card comes out for you, Keith, for today. So that is asking you to make this decision. Only you can liberate yourself from these chains that you put yourself in or allow others to put you in. And you can create that balance within that will take you forward in true happiness, true bliss, with clarity and having a purpose. So that's your card for today. Who else is here? Torkins Jr. No, just sleeping, sadness, depression. I have no idea, but it's ridiculous. Well, it might be ridiculous, Laura, but you know that you might be clearing out a lot in taking that rest. No doubt you're on the go quite a lot usually as a person, and so you know maybe it's your reset time, and just go with it. Listen to your body, listen to what your body's asking you to do right now to create that energy of clearing, of 1 second, of rejuvenation. You might just need it right now. But intent put out there for full rejuvenation for you, full levels of energy to be back as and when they should be. And if you're picking up on sadness and depression, maybe that's part of what needs to be cleared out from you. Maybe that's not all yours to take on board, Laura. So Torkins Jr. is the High Priest. And so Torkins Jr., you're going through a bit of a journey right now. And there's, information, both spiritual and in the physical, being shared with you, or that you're taking on board, or that you're absorbing, that is really, really lifting you up, that is really, really giving you a great understanding of you and the things around you. You're having a bit of a journey right now. Torkins Jr. 16. Rushali, I think that's how you pronounce it. Rushali. They're all major arcana. For you, it is the Emperor card. So building those foundations, taking authority in your life today, taking action in your divine masculine energy. Draw from that, take action. No more waiting around whatever you've been waiting for today. Take action with that. Creating the 4, creating the foundation, being able to understand and give out information with this air of authority about you, speaking your truth. You're welcome, Torkins Jr. You're so welcome. Then Keith and Torkins Jr. Let's do Laura. Laura. So Laura, where you've been wanting movement, maybe it's not in your physical. A lot of this is about messages. This is the 8 of Wands. But for you, I think, you're gaining more spiritual insight and messages while you're sleeping than you realize. And so that's a lot to take on board sometimes. Sometimes we need our bodies to shut off to be able to take this amount of information on board. Don't be surprised if you get some surprise messages in your physical reality today too, from somebody that you weren't expecting to hear from. But just be aware that, you know, you're sleeping, you feel like you're getting not much done, but then there's a lot going on under the surface. So, you know, there'll be a time for everything. And very soon you're going to be up and moving and need to be thinking fast, working fast, acting fast. So take the time to rest. Right now, where's Cordia? Cordia was here before, so I'm just going to pull a card, Cordia, in case you've had to pop out. But that wouldn't be very nice when you were here with Keith first. So Cordia. Cordia, the Water Prince. So messages from a child today that might just really spark your spiritual interest or really just get to you emotionally. Hey Cordia, there you are. So a young child-like energy or child themselves speaking some, I don't know, real spiritual truth with just some off-the-hand comments to you today that just really resonate with you, that just really make you think out of the mouths of babes. So it's a nice energy. You know, it's a bit of a cheeky, chappy energy. But yeah, that it's a nice energy. But just there's something about today that you're going to say out of the mouths of babes. You know, something that really gets to you spiritually. So again, the Lover's card on the bottom of the deck again. Got to make those decisions on our divinity, in our divinity, and for our divinity. And so I know I'm looking all over the place. I'm really trying hard to learn that looking there doesn't look at you guys. Looking here looks at you guys. But then I think I'm ignoring you guys. So I'm having a bit of cognitive dissonance on this new thing. So I'm trying to make it look like I'm looking at you guys, but I really want to look at you guys. And so when I do, I look asleep. So, that's amazing. Thank you. I have a calling. I am being very stubborn about, well, Laura, maybe this is the clearing that you're going to be forced to have. And, you know, if that is your tower moment, then it is a more pleasant tower moment than a lot of other people are going to be having. I don't think you're going to be able to hold off and be stubborn much longer. Thank you, Cordia. Thank you. Try it. It's really funny. I'm gonna have to keep looking at the teddy that we've put behind the camera to make me look there and pretend it's you guys. So that is the reading for today for the 8th of September 2020, and I don't have to upload anything. I don't think. I think it's just gone out there and it'll stay out there now. So that was easy. I like that, and it was nice being live instantly too. So I think it's going to be worth some money to be on this StreamYard. So I'm going to have a play around with it, see what I can do with it. Get used to it, get used to looking up there, and I wish you all an abundantly favourable day. With messages, understandings that lift you all up in your divinities. Thank you, Laura. I tend not think that's maybe I tend to look away, but that's me. That's me not being right to my divinity. So I'm going to say thank you and accept that gratefully. Thank you, Laura. I think I've got all the comments. So all of you that have been in here today, some names that I know, thank you. I really appreciate you being here, because I still would just do it and talk to myself, but it's really nice when people are here, and I never mind pulling a card when I've got time to do so for the people that have got time for me to pop in. Having to move and been single a long time. My grown-up son just caught a 35-pound catfish. Wow. Wow. That's amazing, Cordy. I'll have to look at the I'll have to look at the pictures if you put them up on Facebook later. Claudia, you know, I've been single a long time too, and I needed to take that time out. After a relationship had really affected my divine feminine, I needed to take time out a little bit like Laura's doing now and sleeping a lot. I needed to take that time out to really align my divine feminine again and appreciate it and love it. And give it the appreciation it deserved. And so I'm still there, I'm still single, but I'm not quite as vehemently single. You know, I'm open because I trust the work that I've done now. I trust the inner work that I've done now to exalt the divine feminine, even if I enter into a relationship. So that's where I'm at. So I wonder if you're being a bit on the same page as that. So I'll have a look on, see, Laura, yes, single too. And I think it's been a lot of people be interested, not their statistics, but to have real numbers on the amount of people who have became single either in 2020 or for me, noticing people being single for the last 5-6 years in greater numbers. And I think that's been part of the lead up to this reset, in that a lot of people took the calling of the tarot card to be alone, to do the inner work first, to be whole first in our sacred sexual energy, rather than carrying on, repeating the same pattern one after the other. And so I think that's part of what you're doing, Laura, right now too. 7 years, yeah, Claudia. So there's been a real thing since 2015. Have you been single, Torkins Jr.? Or do you know of something in 2015 that you know shifted astrologically? Maybe you know that people were having to take that time out to be on their own, to be single, to realign that. You're healed now. I can feel that, Claudia. So you're in the same space, aren't you? Where you know you're still single, but you've done the work, and you're okay if something happens that is right, that is divine. Then you're. I presume you're happy for it to happen, and that's the same place that I'm at now. That's amazing that you're healed now, Claudia. Truly is. It really does liberate. Having that sacred sexual energy. Yes, since 2015 you've been single too, Torkins Jr. So yeah, there's been a real shift over that time. 10 years for me. I'm over it. You know, Laura, my mum's been single now 10 years, and she'd always been in marriage. She's had 2 marriages, no relationships in between, both for a long period of time. And so she has been single for 10 years, and she's over it. And she's not against having friendships. You know, she's such a friendly, level-headed, whole person now. But it took her the 5 years to heal. In the last 5 years, she's just gotten happier and happier, having her own space physically, and having whoever she wants to enter into it as friends. But, you know, she's quite happy in herself, and that is okay. You know, we're indoctrinated to think we've always got to be in relationship. We haven't. The only real relationship that is essential is relationship with self. Because if you're level-headed, divine, balanced, and whole in yourself, then everything on the outside is going to reflect that. And if it doesn't, it's very quickly going to enter and exit your life. And so, you know, it's okay to be over it. That's where my mum's at. So, Laura, you asked what country I'm from. I'm in the UK. I'm in the northeast of the UK. And I love the UK. I just don't like the people in charge here. So, I think I'm going to let everybody go. But thank you for being here, Laura, Claudia, Keith, and Torkins Jr. and Varushi. You'll have to teach me how to pronounce that, Varushi, because I don't want to be saying it wrong. Sounds like a real cool name, so I don't want to be saying it wrong. So I'll let you go. Much love, balance, and wholeness. And I'll see you soon because I like this new StreamYard. Quack, quack. Mwah.